because yesterday the 144th person became officially exonerated. Glenn Ford spent 30 years on death row in Louisiana, and he was released on Tuesday, officially exonerated yesterday. And Derrick is the 119th nationwide, the 5th from Ohio. So we'll just jump right in here and you can hear Derrick's story. So Derrick is from Cincinnati. Do you want to tell us a little bit about growing up here and what your life was like?
Hi, ladies and gentlemen. Hi, I'm Derrick Jamison, and I'm the 119th death row exonerated in the United States. And I was born in Cincinnati, Ohio, the west end part of Cincinnati, Ohio. I grew up with 2 older brothers and 2 older sisters, and the most wonderful mom and dad a person could have, you know. So, yes, it was great living in Cincinnati, and I love Cincinnati, and that's why I'm here to talk about one of us.
So, can you tell us a little bit about the crime for which you were wrongfully convicted in 1985? Can you describe and kind of walk us through that crime?
Well, in 1985, in 1984, a young man by the name of Derrick Jamison, his family owned a Central Cafe bar in Cincinnati. And on August 1st of 1984, someone went to this establishment. The witnesses said they saw 2 people go into this establishment, and somebody attacked this young man, and he was brutally beaten, and he died like 8 days later. Mr. Mitchell, I never met him, and I didn't know his family, and his family didn't know mine, but somebody harmed this young man and took his life. And I was charged with this brutal crime. And I didn't know nothing about the crime at the time when I was charged with this crime. So I was lost, and my lawyers that I had, they didn't know much about the crime either. So they didn't even know how to defend me when I went to trial, because they had never had a death penalty case before. I was charged with aggravated robbery and aggravated murder, and the lawyers they gave me, they didn't know nothing about how to handle a murder case, let alone a capital murder case. So when I went into the courtroom, I went in there not knowing what was going to happen to me, and as you know, I was sent to die for Gary's murder. And to this day, I think the case is still unsolved, and we need to, I think the case is be reopened, you know, because somebody did this to this young man, somebody harmed this young man, and I paid the price for what happened to this young man, and my family paid the price, and a lot of my friends.
Can you tell us a little bit about what it's like to be sitting in that courtroom and knowing you didn't commit this crime, and yet they're trying to kill you, they're trying to give you the death penalty?
Like I said, when I didn't know nothing about the crime, so my lawyers didn't know what they was doing, so I felt lost, I felt helpless, I felt like, you know, they getting ready to take my life for somebody to do, and it was like I couldn't even fight back, you know. I felt so helpless, you know, at the time. And I couldn't imagine what my family was going through and how my family would feel, but I know it destroyed my mom, my dad, and my aunts, and my nieces, everybody, you know, my family felt the impact, because as you know, I'm the only person in the United States. When I was supposed to die, they had me on the front of Cincinnati paper, and over the top of my picture they had railroad. So the media, I was the media dog, you know, around the country. When they talk about me, had this stigma that they knew I was innocent, but, you know, the courts take forever to admit that they wrong.
And didn't the Attorney General at the time actually make a public statement about your innocence?
I was in Mansfield. They had moved Jeff Rowe to Mansfield, Ohio, after the riots. And I remember Betty Montgomery. People like to call it Bloody Betty because so many people have been executed in the state of Ohio. I heard Ms. Montgomery said on the news that we would be releasing Derrick Jamison from Jeff Rowe. And it was like a ton of bricks fell off my back. I felt so relieved that I knew I was going home, you know.
So let's go back for a second. You spent 17 years on death row and 3 years in the Justice Center, right? I mean, none of us can fathom that experience, but can you try to give us a glimpse of what it's like day to day on death row?
Every day it was like not knowing what is going to happen to you, and then you watch people around you. You watch how the impact it have on the people around you, because I watch people, literally my friends, literally lose their mind, worried about knowing they're going to die, you know. It's horrible, you know, to know that you've been sentenced by your own fellow countrymen to die, you know. And then you want to get rolled for something you didn't do. It's even extra hard. It was even extra hard for me. But I prayed a lot, and prayer helped me in a way that, and I can't describe it, you know. It was like, when I found out about what the prosecutors and the homicide detectives that did, like in my case alone, they withheld like 35 pieces of evidence. We only need one piece of evidence to get in the trial. In my case, they withheld 35 pieces of evidence. And we all knew it at the time, so we knew what we was dealing with in the courts. But the courts move at a slow, at a snail's pace.
Were you ever offered a plea bargain to get off death row?
In 2005, my attorneys came to me and told me that Mr. Jamison, if you sign these papers, the prosecutor said if you sign these papers, we will release you. I told them no. I'm not going to sign the papers. So they set up meetings with my family. My family members were begging me to come home and sign the papers, and they would release me. But I refused to do that because I knew I'd be admitted to something I didn't do. And I knew I was innocent, and my family knew I was innocent. So why would I, even though I wanted to be free, I refused freedom to clear up my name and my family name and show people that they were wrong. And you know, it was just wrong. It would have been wrong for me to sign the papers and become a free man, knowing I was innocent.
So you just mentioned your family. Can you talk a little bit more about what this experience did to them? I always grew up with my family, my brother. I had two brothers, two older brothers and two older sisters. And I was the youngest. And my mom and my dad. And we grew up in Cincinnati, and I love Cincinnati. When I was a kid, my dad used to take me to the Reds game. You know, I love the Reds, and I love the Reds. And we had a chance to see the Reds win 2 World Series back to back. In 75 and 76, I was there, you know, things like that. I remember the day King's Hour, you know, things like that. And I remember when I was a kid going to Catholic school, you know, and I just love learning. I love my teachers and stuff growing up, and all my friends I grew up with in Cincinnati. They still my best friends to this day, you know. So I love Cincinnati. I always got good things to say about Cincinnati. But
but we need to end this killing. We need to stop this, you know.
Did you ever receive an execution date?
Yeah. It was I think it was in 1996. My mom was still alive, and the guards came to my cell one morning, and they had a death certificate for me, and I had an execution date the next day, and they asked me where did I want my body set, and my mom was still alive, and I gotta stay that day, but it hurt my family so much, because they were showing my picture on the news, you know, and the media was waiting to kill me. I came like a couple of hours before I found out that I had to stay by the government. And it was just a horrible experience, you know, for my family and me. And I don't want nobody else to experience that ever again. I don't want nobody else, family, no human being to have to go through what I went through.
But then you finally got some good news, and John Gilligan was appointed as your lawyer. Can you tell us a little bit about John Gilligan?
I remember the first day I met John Gilligan, my lawyers. I had lost all my appeals in the state court, because, you know, the state has sentenced me to die, so nobody really get no action in the state courts. But when I got in federal court, they assigned me a new attorney by the name of John Gilligan. And God sent me an angel, because I remember the first day I met John Gilligan and his team of lawyers from a law firm. They work for a law firm in Columbus, Ohio. And I remember the first day I met John Gilligan and his team of lawyers. And they all coming down the hallway, and they got these suits with the suitcases and stuff. And what blew me away, they asked me about the case, but really what they wanted was to hear me tell my story. And they already knew about my case, but they wanted to hear me tell it. And the way they carried on with my case, it was like somebody had done something to them, because they found out what had happened in my case, and it was like God had sent me some angels, and all the doors opened up for me, you know, and they found out what had happened in my trial, and what they had did wrong, everything they had did wrong. And as you know, they withheld 35 pieces of evidence in my case, and it's just horrible for somebody to do, you know, knowing that this man is innocent man on death row.